If a phrase like, "Hey baby, how you doing?" sounds familiar to you in your journey as a dementia caregiver, taking care of your loved one or your client, you know just how awkward it can be to try to handle sexually inappropriate comments when you have no idea how to handle them. In this video, I'm going to share with you why sexually inappropriate comments happen with dementia and 3 ways that you can respond to them so that you and your loved one or your client can keep their dignity and their boundaries. Welcome to Dementia Success Path. This is the place where we find creative tips, strategies, and support so that we can find success on our path as a caregiver. Now, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so YouTube actually tells you when I'm going to be uploading a new video. And with all that being said, let's hop right in. Hey there, we're going to start our activity pretty soon, okay? Are you wanting to come, hon? Hey, you know what sounds better? If you take your shirt off. Ugh, you don't have to be a creep. What's wrong, sweetie? Just sit on Papa's lap and we'll work this whole thing out. Ew, no. Look, you don't have to be a stuck-up princess here. I don't see a ring on your face. Okay, never mind. Don't come. Ew. If you're someone that's new to caregiving, the symptom of being sexually inappropriate is something that can be pretty shocking, especially given our stereotypes of older folks. But the truth is that older folks of both genders still have the drive for intimacy. That's just a fact of life. And what dementia will do is it will take away the filter or their ability to see what situation is appropriate and which situation isn't appropriate. In the example we just saw, we saw a pretty common reaction to sexually inappropriate behavior done by someone who has dementia. And a lot of times it's because we have an expectation that they should know better, or we just simply don't know that this is something that can happen as a symptom of dementia. Now, the best way that we can approach this, I will show in the next couple examples. But at the end of the day, the most important thing to keep in mind is that underneath dementia is the person that they were before. And the person that they were before likely would have never done these things. They would be able to know what's appropriate and what's not, and when to share these feelings and when to not share these feelings. That's very important to keep in mind. However, with that being said, your feelings and your boundaries as a caregiver still continue to matter, even when your loved one or your client has dementia. So my hope for you and for your loved one or client is that everyone is able to maintain their dignity and their boundaries so that everybody is happy. Hey Dad, it's time for your morning shower. Why don't you get on in? Why don't you come into the shower with me? Dad, I think you can handle the shower on your own. And when you're done with the shower, maybe we can go for a walk together. You know what? Sure. A walk sounds nice. Okay, I'll see you when you're done, all right? When we hear sexually inappropriate comments from folks, especially our loved ones or our clients with dementia, our first instinct is to react to that immediately. But something to keep in mind about most sexually inappropriate comments is that they tend to be very impulsive. The dementia has taken away their ability to filter out things, so they are saying what's coming on their mind first. A good way to handle it most of the time when it's just an offhand comment is to ignore the comment and redirect. Talk about something else in that moment or ask them if they want to do something else. And quite frankly, when it's an impulsive thing, they're pretty easy to distract at that moment. And also when it comes to parent-child relationships, something to keep in mind is that as they have long-term memories and the short-term memories, their adult child could look a lot like their young wife, and they may confuse their child with their spouse. So a situation that would be very appropriate with their spouse is clearly not appropriate with their child. So being able to keep that in mind is going to help you be able to relax in the face of some sexually inappropriate comments. So that would be my tip for that one. And mind you, if the advances become physical or they are persistent, we want to move on to approach number 2. Hey, Mr. Smith, Are you wanting to come outside with us? We're all getting some fresh air. You know what would be better than coming outside? You sitting on Daddy's lap. Okay, so is that a yes or a no to coming outside? You know what? I'd rather you come on and take your shirt off. Okay. What you just said is inappropriate, and we don't want to touch people without their permission, okay? That's not allowed here. Okay, fine. You know what? I'm just going to stay in my room. If you change your mind, you can come outside with all of us, okay? The caregiver in this example tried the first approach of ignoring the sexually inappropriate comment and distracting them with no avail because the comment persisted and it even escalated to the person with dementia trying to touch them inappropriately. When this happens, you need to strike a very delicate balance in order to maintain safety, dignity, and of course, your boundaries. You need to be firm, simple, and clear, but most importantly, calm. You want to make it very clear that what they said to you was inappropriate for where you are or inappropriate with you, so that there is no doubt in their mind, because if you're too gentle, the advances will keep persisting. But if you are too harsh, why it becomes a safety issue is it can oftentimes trigger some aggressive, angry behavior from some folks that have dementia. So it's very important to strike that balance. And probably most importantly of all, give them some space right after you've done this, just to make sure they cool off. And what I do personally is I'll offer them a choice or something else they can do later to give them back a little bit of control, just to keep everybody safe and dignified in the end. So this last option are for if the sexually inappropriate behavior keeps persisting, or you find yourself the target of all these advances, and for whatever reason they just decided you're it, or you have a past that is particularly sensitive. Maybe you've had some trauma in this area, and it is something that you simply can't deal with. Absolutely get somebody to help you, or get someone else to take over care altogether. Because quite frankly, you and them deserve that dignity and peace in your lives. So needing to get help of someone who is of the same gender as the person that has dementia, or just someone else altogether, or even placing them somewhere else, might have to be something that you do in order to maintain everybody's boundaries, safety, and dignity throughout all of this. If it's deeply uncomfortable for you, and is something that you feel like is too much, have somebody else manage it. Sometimes it's just what you have to do. And everybody is going to be much, much happier for it. Believe me. If you want more tips and strategies, make sure to check out some of the playlists I have on this YouTube channel, as well as in the description below. I have a free PDF guide of the 4 practical skills every dementia caregiver needs that you can pick up and get via email. And folks, thank you so much again for watching my videos. I hope this has helped, and I really hope to see you in the next one.